Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and this is my 2015 NBA playoff coverage. This specific video is going to be talking about the matchup between two Western Conference teams and two division rivals, two state rivals. The the number 7 Dallas Mavericks and the number 2 seed Houston Rockets. And this probably isn't going to be the most hyped game, but it's one that you definitely should not overlook. Because like every team in the Western Conference has the potential for the upset, and really, I mean, people have just kind of ignored the Mavs. Like I personally haven't seen a game at all in April. They're locked in that 7 seed, but just on paper, the Mavs actually looks a lot scarier than the Rockets, at least to me. Because first of all, you've got two of the most explosive guards in the playoffs going head-to-head with Ellis versus James Harden. And unlike the Rockets, where basically you shut down James Harden, you win the game. Although much easier said than done. If you do, Ellis can go off for 40 points on any given night as well. And if you do manage to shut him down, you still got to worry about Dirk and Chandler Parsons, who the Mavericks gave up. Who the Rockets gave up. And they're probably going to regret that in this series, because Dirk and Chandler, these are two guys who they can score in the paint, they can score at the three-point line. Houston has a decent defense, but Dallas has just too many weapons that are going to be difficult to match up against and stop them all. They can just keep coming at you in waves. And then you've also got that center matchup, Tyson Chandler versus Dwight Howard. And if Dwight Howard was 100%, I think that would give the advantage to the Rockets. But as of right now, is he still on minute restrictions? How much of a force he's going to be? I don't know if he's going to be as dominant as the Rockets would need him to be in order for them to win. And so Tyson Chandler, he is no slouch. He's a champion. He's a defensive player of the year. He's a guy who can do a lot of things that don't show up in the stat sheet. And he's going to be a nightmare for them to handle. And so there's also the whole thing with Rondo. Like I said, I haven't been watching their game, so I don't know if they've got everything figured out with him yet. But this is a playoff-tested veteran who's done a lot of great things in the postseason in the past. And now, especially since the Rockets don't have Patrick Beverley, Rondo is a guy who both offensively and defensively, he can be an X factor that can really change the game. Don't forget, Rondo, he hasn't been doing it in Dallas yet, but he's capable of triple-doubling every night. This is a guy who can do a little bit of everything for a roster, and that if they have everything figured out by the time the series starts, then I feel like the Rockets don't really stand a chance. Me personally, I'm taking the Mavs to win in 6. Also, the other thing I didn't mention, the Rockets, their free throw shooting, other than James Harden, who's amazing, they are atrocious from the line. And so that's something that's going to be a factor in every single playoff matchup. And so I feel like it's not going to be an easy win for either team. I think it could be easily 6 or 7 games. I just feel like on paper, looking at this matchup, the Mavs just look like a scarier team to face off against.